A daily script is playing out right now for millions of Gen Z. You know it, and the question isn't, is it real? The question is it yours? You wake up, you mute alarm, you scroll. The algorithm shows you a life you're supposed to want. You get up out of bed, you put on the costume, you go to the place, you do the thing, you come home, you scroll again, sleep, repeat. You feel that if your life were a video game, you wouldn't be the hero. You'd be the background character in someone else's story. You'd be like an NPC, a non-player character, just standing there, stuck in a loop, waiting for something to happen that never does. Living a life that doesn't matter to the game's outcome. That feeling of being a non-player character in your own story isn't just a meme. It's the sinister figure ever stalking you. It's the final boss. The ultimate, non-negotiable threat at the root of every challenge and problem in your existence. Because it is threatening to kill you. To make you a loser in the only game that matters, the game of life. As an epistemologist, which is a fancy word for reality check engineer, I can assure you that you are, no matter who you think you are, vulnerable to this stalker because of the way both modern media and modern socio-political economic structures impact your way of connecting with reality. I explained this in my last book. That feeling of being an NPC whose actions are meaningless, is the ultimate red flag because it is the hidden destroyer of a mission-driven, high-vibe existence. But in the next few minutes, we're going to download the fix. We will identify your main character operating system, the divinely revealed OS, backed by psychology and cutting-edge neuroscience. This is the cheat code that will change you from a background NPC into a guy with main character energy, living a high-vibe existence. I need to forewarn you. My goal is to do what we epistemologists, reality check engineers, get a kick out of doing. I aim to shatter your default settings, break your algorithm, rewire your brain. I'm doing all of this to empower you to live the wildly alive life promised by him who once said, I came so they can have real and forever life, more and better than they ever dreamed of. Max life. John 10:10 in my translation. To shatter your default settings and to rewire you, I'm going to use 5 hacks. These hacks reveal Catholicism for what it truly is. It ain't theory, man. It's an operating system. It's high-tech. High-tech for personal transformation. The ultimate life hack. The only one that actually works. The cheat code for life. The operating system that integrates all of your apps. Let's go. Hack number 1. Awaken to the fact that you were designed for main character energy in the game of life. This hack is all about your mindset, how you see your own worth. Both science and God's revelations in the Bible prove that you were designed to be a legendary, one-of-a-kind player in the game of life. Feels kind of good, right? For some it may feel weird, because you may be thinking, I'm just an ordinary guy, nothing too special. How could my life matter that much? This is hype. Dude, I'm here to tell you, there are no ordinary guys. None. Zero. Ordinary is a myth, because God doesn't do ordinary. Period. The creator of the universe has never made a single boring, run-of-the-mill person, and he didn't start with you. You are a totally unique creation, a one of one. And I have 4 pieces of hard science-backed evidence to prove my point. Firstly, your brain wiring. Neuroscience shows that your brain's wiring is literally unique. From the time you were born, every experience you've had, every lesson, every scar, every victory has been shaping the connections between your neurons. Not one, no one, not even an identical twin, has the same exact neural wiring pattern as you do. Even with the same genes, your brain's neural map is different because it's also shaped by your life's experiences. The way you think, the way you see reality and perceive the world is unprecedented. There's no brain blueprint identical to yours, ever. Secondly, your DNA. Genetics proves that you have one-of-a-kind DNA code. Out of 8 billion people approximately on planet Earth, no one else has your exact genetic sequence. The odds of 2 people randomly having the same DNA are about 1 in 70 trillion, practically 0. And even identical twins don't have an identical DNA. Tiny mutations and life factors make them diverge over time. In short, the biological recipe for you has never been used before and will never be repeated. That is wild. Thirdly, your fingerprints. Hold up your hand and look at your fingerprints. I don't see all hands up. See those swirls? Biometrics proves that no one who has ever lived or ever will live can have that same pattern. That slaps. Fourthly, how about your eyes? Specifically your irises, the colored part. Look at their patterns in the mirror. Don't take out your mirrors now. See the intricate furrows, crypts, and rings? These form a complex pattern completely unique to you. Even identical twins have different iris patterns, which is why high-security systems use fingerprint and iris scans. You are literally uncopyable. Now, why do you think your creator-designer set you up like that? Brain wiring, fingerprints, irises, DNA. It's like he's whispering to you through the science. You're not a clone. You're not a number. You are irreplaceable. matter big time. Your life is not an accident. It's an essential thread in God's grand cosmic story. Own that! I need everyone on their feet right now. We're going to lock this truth into your system. You will repeat these 3 words out loud after me. This is your anti-NPC mantra. We're going to begin. My life matters. I can't hear you. We need to shatter the ceilings. Let's say it one more time. My life matters.
My life matters.
You may sit down. That's the mindset shift. But now we come to the next logical question. Why are you unique? Why are you irreplaceable? Hack number 2. You are one of a kind because you have a non-negotiable mission. You're not a clone. You were coded with a non-negotiable mission. I said mission, not purpose. Forget about finding your life's purpose. Like it's some hidden item you need to loot. Find your purpose is rotten advice from fake gurus in psychology. It sends you on an endless, inward-looking scavenger hunt. In the game of life, you don't find a purpose. You're assigned a mission. And mission makes you laser-focused. As someone who has studied a lot of psychology, let me tell you the difference it makes. Purpose-seeking makes you into a guy with ingrown eyeballs, me-centered, circling forever inside the prison of your own mind. In sharp contrast, a sense of mission will explode the walls of your mental dungeon. Why? Because a mission doesn't come from inside you. It comes from outside you, from your designer, your creator. The designer who is the great developer, the developer of the game you're playing, the game of life. The logic behind this comes from your uniqueness. Your uniqueness, as we said, isn't a glitch. It's the proof that you were engineered for a purpose that is mission, because it is given to you by Him. For centuries, science was stuck asking what things are made of. But modern reality, from quantum physics to deep psychology, as I explained in my last book, is forcing us to ask the ultimate question: why? Why do things exist? You can't truly understand anything from the complex code of a single cell to the design of the universe, as astrophysicists are discovering, without hitting what is called in metaphysics the final cause. Max Planck, the OG of quantum physics, didn't see chaos. He claimed to see a conscious, intelligent mind behind it all. In other words, the whole universe is designed, not random. Look at yourself through this lens. Your whole unique vibe, your specific blueprint, your one-of-a-kind brain, your singular path, that's not random. That's your divine coding. That coding points to one thing, a non-negotiable mission. And mission means role. The game of life is an RPG, a role-playing game. You are the only one with your character build. You have a role in the game of life that only you can slay. The game developer, your great designer, designed you with precise specifications for a role only you can fill. Your job isn't to create purpose from scratch, but to discover the one you were so uniquely built to fulfill. You have received unique eyes, a unique brain wiring, because you are meant to see reality and change reality in a way that only you can. Therefore, you exist to reflect some dimension of who the creator, lover, rescuer is in a way that only you can do. You exist to play a role that only you can play in the cosmic game, which is the game of cosmic transformation. If you do not play out your role in this game, this world will not function in the way the Creator intends it to function. There will be a massive hole, a noticeable gap, an empty space, a missing ripple effect, where you did not fulfill your life's mission. This should be your ultimate fear of missing out, your fiercest FOMO, your only FOMO. And when you have this FOMO, it destroys all other FOMOs. It crushes them. There are people out there, some you know, many you don't, whose lives only you can touch in a special way. There are problems only you can solve, contributions only you can make. If you sit on your hands thinking you don't matter, the world will miss out on something only you could give. Real talk. If you don't do what you're capable of doing in this life, something important will be left undone. And only at the end of history, in the final judgment, when we discover all of the consequences our lives had or were meant to have, will we discover the tremendous importance of our individual life. That is why there are two last judgments, one after your death, and then at the end of history, you will discover not only the judgment about yourself, but about all of the effects of your life, all of the ripple effects that occurred throughout history because of what you did or did not do. Let that hit. It's a bit heavy, but it's empowering. The world needs you, and God is backing you on this. Here's what he said to the prophet Jeremiah: "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." Before you were born, I dedicated you to a specific mission. I had a special plan for you from all eternity in my mind. So your life matters to the one who made life. He's invested in you. You're a dream in the mind of God. And he doesn't dream up meaningless lives. So here's the mindset shift of hacks 1 and 2 in 3 quick getaways. Firstly, game over for ordinary. You're done thinking of yourself as just average. Ordinary is off the table. From now on, assume that you are original and extraordinary, by design. Because you are. So stop downplaying yourself. Secondly, your life has a mission. I want you to internalize this completely. I need you to lock this down with me. No need to stand, just lean in and repeat this phrase, loud and fast. I have a mission and others are counting on me.
I have a mission and others are counting on me.
This time with main character energy. I have a mission and others are counting on me.
I have a mission and others are counting on me.
Get that mission into your nervous system. Your family, friends, thousands you'll never meet, they all need you to be you, fully alive. The creator of the galaxies is counting on you. Whenever you feel insignificant, remember that he orchestrated a lot of stuff from stardust to your genes so that you would exist right now. Don't let the great lover down. Hack number 3. You are a creator. Your mission comes from your identity. So what are you? Genesis, this ancient literary masterpiece that has shaped civilizations, drops a truth bomb so nuclear it reconfigures everything. You are made, it says, in the image and likeness of God. Here's where it gets insane. What is God called on page 1? What is his primary characteristic in the very first line of the entire lore book? He's not a manager. He's not a critic. He's not a destroyer. He is a creator. The ultimate reality bringer, the source of all innovation, the source of all beauty. The source of every possibility. So what does that make you? A sub-creator. A relentless force for newness. A designer of beauty, a bringer of good vibes to reality. You are called to create, to pull beauty and meaning out of your raw material, out of your time, out of your attention, out of your God-tier talent, from the relationships in your life, and even from the wreckage of your mistakes. Creators don't escape reality, they shape it. They are the divine engine driving the world towards what is genuine, lovely, and beautiful. That is why Catholics created the greatest civilization that has ever existed. It has been destroyed, now it has to be rebuilt. They do what they are hardwired to do. Let that truth bomb detonate in the core of your brain. Let's break the logic on this, because this isn't just vibes. This is identity-level neuroscience backed by the most explosive text in human history. Here's the data from neuroscience. Your brain's default mode network, the one active when you're daydreaming, is constantly generating new connections and new possibilities. You are neurologically wired to be dissatisfied with the status quo. That's why there is a healthy performance mentality. that restlessness you feel. That's not anxiety. That's sacred discontent. That's the Creator within you, refusing to settle for basic. This fact is a reality check for your reward system. Creation rewires your brain for the W. Building something real, conversations, solutions, acts of building up community, society, produces clean dopamine plus serotonin. By contrast, scrolling produces spiky dopamine plus emptiness. One trains grit and mastery in you, the other leaves you helplessness and FOMO. So without getting up, lean in and say this with me. I will create more than I consume.
I will create more than I consume.
With main character energy, please. I will create more than I consume.
I will create more than I consume.
Louder.
I will create more than I consume.
Let your nervous system hear it. I will create
more than I consume.
When you operate as a creator, your whole system syncs up. Your sense of mission turns the chaos around you into clear tasks. You go into flow state, especially the blue R. When you're living your mission, you won't just feel busy, you'll feel engaged, curious, focused, alive, like all the great creators of history. You enter the flow state where hours feel like minutes. It's sort of like ecstasy. You're locked in. Your focus is so intense that distractions don't exist. It's the sweet spot for peak performance and ultimate fulfillment. So how can you train your brain to switch into creator psychology? Make these 3 savage moves. Move 1. Replace consumption with creation by design. Before you open any feed to scroll, ask yourself this question: what am I about to create? Set a 2-minute non-negotiable create rule. I will first make 3 micro creates, and only then will I scroll. These 3 micro creates can be as simple as to voice memo an idea, send a gratitude text, or sketch a plan. Just create something real before you consume anything virtual. Move 2. Turn complaints into commissions, transforming the thing that annoys you into your assignment. Leaky relationship? Build the bridge. Sleepy parish? Start a questions night. Dead group chat? Host walk and talks. Say to yourself, if I see it, I own it. Think about this for a second. The problem you see is the assignment meant for your unique skill set. Move 3. Maximize the aesthetic. Make it beautiful, man, not just efficient. Here's the truth. Your divine developer doesn't just code for function. He codes for beauty. He is the beautiful one. You were made to bring a vibe to the world that wasn't there before. Stop settling for functional. Efficiency is the NPC goal. The creator's goal is beauty. Don't just tap out digital ghosts. Handwrite the note and let your soul bleed onto the paper. The pixels fade. The ink remains. Light the candle, even when you're eating alone, especially when you're eating alone. Watch how one flame transforms your kitchen into a cathedral. Your meal into communion with the eternal, your aloneness into oneness with the one. Here's where it gets insane again. Psychologists have discovered that such rituals that we Catholics have been practicing forever, like our Jewish forefathers for millennia, these rituals with their ritual beauty literally rewire neural pathways towards an extremely positive sense of the future. You begin to be more peaceful about your future, more confident in it. Beauty multiplies courage exponentially. When you chase the beauty found in genuineness and goodness, you become beautiful. But you become even more. You become an unfurling revelation, a force that makes others question why they've settled for survival when they could have the magic of feeling themselves alive. How to know you're living your mission as a creator? Here is the foolproof sign, the ultimate vibe check. When you're executing your mission, others around you won't just see you as a nice guy, a good person. They will get a vibe about you. Instantly, they will sense that you are a creator. Think about that for a second. Not successful, not busy, but creator. When you walk into a room, people will start making things. Not because you nag them, but because your presence flips them from consumer mode to creator mode. Read the lives of those dudes we call saints. They flipped people like that because they were creators. If your life is on mission, creation follows you around like a playlist on loop. People around you will start rising. They'll ask you for verbs, not advice. Your calendar will have build time, not just meeting time. Your spaces will look more like Eden, less like a feed. The world isn't waiting for another follower. It's desperately waiting for you to become the wildly alive creator you were born to be. The more you create, the more you discover the creator inside you. And the more you discover him, the more intensely you'll feel yourself on a mission. Laser focused. After this conference, go create something that will get heaven excited. And your group chats say, wait, what changed? Hack number 4. Permanently revolutionize your life vibe by rewriting your character arc. The world's top-tier psychologists and cultural anthropologists and every great blockbuster movie all confirm the same thing. As you visualize your future through images, you hardwire your brain's vibe, decisions, gut feelings. So how do we subconsciously imagine our time? As a story. As a story. Research shows that by the time you're in your early 20s, you've already picked the story that defines your identity. That story is your future. The question isn't which story you're reading. It's this. Is there any storyline that empowers you to successfully live life? an existence where you're thrilled to be alive, where you're glad to get out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. Even when life is dropping massive L's on you. There absolutely is. Every culture, every blockbuster movie, every viral legend points to it. It's the image of life as a hero's journey. We're talking Ulysses, Aragorn, Luke Skywalker, Katniss Everdeen. They spark that secret thirst inside us, the desire for a life that slays man and actually changes the world. That drive to leave the status quo, go on adventure, take the risks, and combat evil after rescuing the beautiful, which is normally portrayed as the feminine, because that's what men are supposed to do. To emerge victorious. That is the hero's journey. That is your main character energy. But a doubt can arise. You may be thinking, wait, these are all myths. How can I bet my entire future on a myth? That is the ultimate vibe check. And that is exactly the question a non-Christian Oxford University agnostic professor named C.S. Lewis once asked at midnight as he walked with his friend on Addison's Walk on a little island near Oxford, his Catholic friend being the author of The Lord of the Rings, the intensely, passionately Catholic J.R.R. Tolkien. Tolkien's answer changed Lewis's entire worldview. Paraphrasing the truth bomb, Tolkien said, "You're right, Lewis. Christianity is a myth. But the massive difference is that it is the one myth that is the true myth." Because its hero really existed, and he actually, in real time, empowers everyone who follows him to set out on this heroic journey. Our Lord Jesus Christ is the hero. He is the eternal hero who journeyed from eternity into time and from Bethlehem up to the mountain of Good Friday. When you frame your life as a journey, in the light of his journey, that's when a mysterious fire ignites your whole system. Your heartbeat quickens. You get that second wind that empowers you to perform at peak performance level in the marathon of life. Because you were created in his image. The image of him who is creator, lover, rescuer. And that is your triple-faceted mission: to create, to love passionately, to rescue. And this civilization of ours needs rescuing. And that's the job identity of Catholics: to be world changers, rescuers of civilization, builders of civilization. We ain't into religion. We ain't into spirituality. We're into changing this world to make it the type of world God intends it to be. In the complete human, Jesus, you see the ultimate integrated version of your identity. In every great story, in every great game, The hero is defined by the greatness of the quest he is engaged on. The journey to find yourself is a side quest that leads nowhere, dead end. The hero's journey, the one that leads to a wildly alive life, always begins with a main quest. To be a creator, a rescuer, a passionate lover. That is your main quest. And it has an explosive psychological effect in your psyche. You suddenly become absolutely clear-minded about how to use your time. You say to yourself, you think to yourself, I have a main quest, I know it, and I know what is merely a side quest. Side quests are okay, but they're never the story. When you discover that mission, and when that mission excites you, because it calls on you to be a creator and a rescuer, you have life's greatest hack for exploding all the hang-ups, all the addictions, all the toxins in your system. This is the bomb. All other solutions are Band-Aids. When you have a great yes, it's easy to say no. That's the fire. That's the feeling. Now you're ready to start the journey and slay. But let's be real. When you go back to the grind on Monday morning, you're going to mess up. You're going to glitch. The commitment to being the hero may begin again to feel impossible. Why? Because of the enemy, the final boss, inside you. The biggest threat to your hero's journey isn't the final boss outside of you. It's the massive gap between who you are right now and who you are designed to be. And this brings us to the ultimate hack for closing that gap. Hack number 5. Discover your gold master self. Stop playing the beta. Here's the truth no one told you. There is a secret version of you buried deep inside you. A secret version of you buried deep inside you. A second self. A greater self. That guy staring back at you in the mirror every morning, he's the future you, practically screaming to break free. He wants out. He wants to become reality. He's yelling at you, I am the max stats version of you. I am the masterpiece God dreamed of when he made you. Free me. Think of those 2 a.m. scrolls. You see that person, confident, purposeful, glowing, and for a split second you think, that's who I was supposed to be. That feeling isn't envy, it's recognition. It's your soul remembering something your mind has forgotten. Think of reality as a game running on 2 servers. The Gold Master. This is the divine developer's flawless source code. Living in the mind of God. It's the uncompressed, lag-free, 100% complete vision of reality. The perfect max stats version of you exists here. That is what Colossians and Ephesians state, in a different type of language. But then there is the local install, the beta version. This is our world. Breathtaking, but subject to lags, bugs, and corruption from malware. It's the dimension where your coffee gets cold and your conversations glitch. We Catholics call it technically the fallen world. That restlessness you feel, that sense that there's always something more. Your soul is constantly pinging the gold master server. You're not broken for wanting perfection. You're just remembering home. This is why you as you matter so much. God doesn't want you wasting time playing the comparison game. That's a loser's game. Stop comparing yourself to others. Right now, I'm revoking your license to compare. Why? Because when you compare, you're basically telling God, I'd rather run that player's build. And God's like, but I already made him. I kind of want you to be you in the way I designed you. Did you get it? Therefore, in conclusion to this point, I want you to tattoo in your brain 3 more words. But before you do so, while remaining seated, repeat these 3 words after me. No.
No.
More.
More.
Comparisons.
Comparisons.
Now with main character energy. Lean in. No more comparisons.
No more comparisons.
Good, you're getting better. Kill the comparison habit. Your job is to become the best version of you. You only make one comparison between you and your Goldmaster version on his server. The idea, the dream he has in his mind of you. And remember, it's a lover's dream. You never want to disappoint a lover. In conclusion, I have revoked your permission to feel like an NPC stuck in a loop, a background character in someone else's epic. You have downloaded the fix. You have shattered the NPC code. You have broken the algorithm of comparison. You installed your new main character code with its 5 mindsets that will guarantee you live with main character energy levels. 1, you are irreplaceable. 2, you have a non-negotiable mission. 3, you are a creator. 4, you have the ultimate true hero's journey as your character arc. 5, you have a gold master self waiting to be unlocked. So here is the final mission statement, the final call to action. Stop playing the beta version of yourself as of now, because you know the true source code for life, because you know the hero, because you know the main quest. And it starts when you leave this room. You go out of here and you start creating. You go out of here and you start rescuing. You go out of here and you start passionately loving. Go, slay. Your life depends on it. Your society's future depends on it. Go get the ultimate W. The ultimate W, because it will make you a winner forever and ever and ever. questions? Yes.
So obviously,
Why'd you stand up so we can all hear you, your question?
so Monday to Friday job, you're pretty repetitive.
So-
So what would you say?
We're going to get you a microphone.
We really don't want to miss this.
Not too close. All right, is that good? Can everyone hear me? Yeah. All right, cool. So Monday to Friday, I work a job that's pretty repetitive, and then obviously kind of get off and it's just routine based. So how would you say we can slay the day away by changing up that routine a little bit?
You are one of millions of people who are being treated like cogs in an economic machine. That is not by accident. There was a process that began to be implemented in the United States in the early 1900s that has grown with the time. It is called industrial Taylorism. And basically, it conceives of workers not as human beings, but as units who are meant to function maximally for maximum output. And that is why you see the heartbreaking, for me it is heartbreaking every time I go into a supermarket or a McDonald's, which is rarely, of meeting people, wonderful people inside there, human beings created in the image and likeness of God, who repeat to you stock phrases that they've been told they have to repeat and never show their own humanity. So much so that when you treat them like humans, they look up at you with shock and then they smile. What you have to do is you have to absolutely revolt against this system. When we have enough one-man revolutions, we Catholics will change this system into the type of economic system we had in our Catholic civilization of Christendom, which was free market, free enterprise economics, which is totally different to capitalism, and which worked, as I explained in a book I wrote called Heroism and Genius. So what you have to do is you have to constantly affirm yourself, express yourself as you, be spontaneous, make eye contact, look at other people, try to empathize with them. And then that's one way. Then a second way, you have to be constantly creative and constantly tell your bosses and so on new ways and better ways of doing things to maximize. And if they accept some of your ideas and they encourage your creativity, stay there. If they don't, dump them. Go someplace else. Find another job. Ask ChatGPT. Once you've trained it to be Catholic, okay? Ask it, put in all of your desires, your aspirations, and come up with a list of jobs where I could thrive. When Mel Gibson called me up one time, we talked about Chick-fil-A, because Chick-fil-A is actually one of his biggest supporters. And being sort of a hermit, I didn't know much about Chick-fil-A, but I was so impressed, I started researching it, and the way they run their business is the way every single business was run when we Catholics ran Europe. It was where everybody was encouraged to be absolutely expressive of their talents. Okay? Very good. We have run out of time, so go slay!
keep it going one more time for Father William Slattery. Thank you.